The other job I had mentioned I was going to do a few times is this plate is actually leaking oil underneath it. Can't really see it there, but it's coming out of it all the time. So I'm going to loosen off those two 1/2 inch bolts and take off that plate. Now that will mean oil will leak out, so I have the oil pan underneath it. So we'll see how I get on. So I may as well do this live, because I'm more used to working on the Ferguson 20s, and this is not on a Ferguson 20. So I've got it loose. I've got it to the point where I can wiggle it, right? Can you see that? But what is behind there, I do not know. And it wants to spring back in. So I'm just going to, see, this is where you really need 3 hands. It's springing back inwards. So I don't know what it. Now it doesn't really want to go back in. So I'm just going to have a quick look and see what's going on there first, before I go doing anything too drastic. Okay, so there you go, there's the oil coming out of it. It's off. I'm going to clean it up, and I'm going to try and make a new gasket for it and put it back together. It doesn't really look like there was a gasket on it. Perfect, let's do that. So this is what was leaking. So I gave it a quick wash in the parts washer and a quick rub there, just with a bit of wire brush and a bit of sandpaper to clean it up. I have a bit of scrap gasket paper, so I'm going to make up a new gasket, and I'm going to use some of the Indian head on it and put it back together, and hopefully that'll be that leak. That leak was annoying me because I just wasn't sure what that was, and I couldn't really find out on Google about it, so I was a little hesitant in pulling it out, but no, I think it should be fine. It should go back together lovely. So, little gasket made out of the bit of scrap or spare gasket paper, and I have a bit of Indian head on the other side of that, so I'm going to put a bit on this, and then I'm going to check and see how our things draining on the over at the tractor. So that's this going back on. There was no washers behind the nuts when I took it off, so I'm after just fitting on 2 nice Imperial Ferguson spring washers. I jacked up the back as well, just to the tractor, just to get a bit of height, so that I could keep the level of the oil lowered this end, so that it wasn't all running out. So we'll see now, does that help? Hopefully now it'll dry it up, because it's just one of them jobs. I just needed half an hour spare time just to get it done. No, I'm not going to over tighten these. The well seal now should really, and the new gasket now. The old gasket was very, very thin, so I'll give that a bit of a clean it up. Spray WD-40 just to wash it a bit, and be able to see then is it leaking, and if it isn't, I can throw back in my oil.